Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamecast episode 605. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy,
What's up?
Corey Feinsod,
Ahoy!
and Tony Korkanakis.
Yo,
Welcome, listeners and viewers, to 605 of the Gamecast. We are on Twitch streaming Tuesday nights. Please join us. It is a little after 9 now for the Gamecast. Usually it's a little earlier than this, but we had a great movie cast talking about Comic-Con announcements. Marvel had a hell of a show. Tune into that. We went through the whole timeline, discussed our feelings of all of these announcements, dove into that Wakanda Forever trailer. Please, go check that out. It's on Twitch already. You can go ahead and watch that recast if you haven't seen it yet. And it's going to be on YouTube on Wednesday and streaming on Wednesdays as well for the audios. This is the Gamecast, though, guys. Let's kick it off with what we've been up to. Mike, kick me off here. What have you been playing?
Um, so I've started playing Disco Elysium.
Nice.
Um,
Nice.
this is one of those.
Game Pass or something?
no.
No, I had it from earlier on a discount or something. It felt free.
Oh.
I've had it in my
Okay.
library for a while. And it's just one of those critically acclaimed games that I felt like I would go back to at some point, and I decided now to do it.
Now's the time.
I have the Final Cut version, which apparently is different than other older versions of the game. This has some more voice acting in it, and I guess there's also a few extra missions added
Mm-hmm.
as well. Missions is
Does it
there's
include
no
like
real.
the DLC and stuff like that?
I don't know if it's DLC so much as it's just
More
like an
content.
expansion.
Yeah, I think this is one of those indie games that just because of its success
Yeah.
continue to get more,
Support.
updates and support and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
So it's a very strange game. It's a very dense, cerebral game. It's in the style of like a third-person isometric point and click almost type game. But it's a detective story, sort of.
Mm.
But instead of and everything that happens is just like level checks, like dice rolls for level checks. But there's so many that some are built in, some are passive that you don't see something happen
hmm.
because you don't have stuff a certain level. And
Sounds like an
then
RPG.
Yeah,
it is.
it does sound very much like an RPG.
I know.
It's
I'm
an
joking,
American
Mike,
RPG though.
because
I
you
know, I
you
know, I
played
know, I
now Yakuza and you're playing this, so you're just getting into that RPG
Played
pool.
Fallout, man.
It is-
Fallout's like,
Mike,
yeah.
Mike is to RPGs like I am to open world games.
Well,
anyway,
Everything
I
has RPG elements these days.
I'm not wrong.
literally everything does. But so I honestly don't know how to. Maybe I do. Anyway, it's a confusing game. Because your character, you don't know if your character is insane or there is some sort of supernatural element to this world.
yeah. It's
Or
one of those
maybe,
games you
or
have to
maybe,
play. Really,
yeah.
you have to
And
experience
but what is interesting is a lot of the dialogue in the game is different parts of your mind or brain talking to you, and
Mm.
sometimes each other. And you sort of have to, you know, weigh who you want to go with. And so as you sort of piece together this mystery, you're also piecing together who you are as a character, as far as your politics, your how much of a
Mm.
piece of shit you are, how drunk you are, like all of that. And you can sort of change stuff here and there, but it's interesting, and it even allows you some leeway where if you like know, say like a term, like some terminology, some detective terminology yourself, but your character doesn't because he's an amnesiac. By the way, you lost your whole memory at the beginning of the game. But if you happen to know, it's like, oh, I remember this, but he doesn't know why. But so there's a little bit of leeway where you actually can get in there. And there was at least one line where it's just like, why did I choose this? Like almost sort of fourth wall breaking. Lots of reading, lots of humor, really too. It's a funny game as well. So I'm enjoying it. I've definitely put a lot of time into it already. In addition to that, I had my brother-in-law over, and that was a good time to play with the new characters in Strikers. So I played them.
Nice.
Played with some Daisy and Shy Guy. Shy Guy is uh, a pretty good all arounder. He really is everything. All his stats are the same. So if you want to make him, uh, you know, excel at any one thing, you need the gear. And Daisy, I don't remember what Daisy's good at, but it's just good to have 12 instead of 10 characters. It helps open it up a little bit.
Right.
And then I also played just today. I wanted to give it a look. I started to look at the Multiverses beta.
Nice.
Okay.
So that
How
came
is
out
it?
today. It's okay. I'm pretty early in it. It does look like you can't do much of anything without spending money early on.
Yeah,
You
I
would
heard
have
it
to
was very-
grind. You'd have to grind with the same one or two characters for a little bit to buy stuff, to buy like the next character organically. But it is a sort of still a beta. It looks good, and eventually, if things are made a little clearer, the customization looks like it might be pretty fun. There's definitely a lot more going on than the Nick All Stars, I would say. There's
Yeah.
lots of traits and passives and stuff, and it's more like 2-on-2 team based. You can sort of be a support character in this game, but as you gotta sort of grind it. And the biggest issue I have with it, other than that, I mean, it's free, obviously, is by default the directional pad, the D-pad, is for taunts, and you need to use the analog stick for all movement. And I kind of hate doing that in any sort of fighting game. I kind of rather use the D-pad. So that's the biggest thing I don't like. I don't think you can change that, just the nature of having the taunts mapped to the D-pad, but maybe you can. I haven't found a way to do it yet.
Well,
But that's it.
Is this only on? It's only on PS5. Oh, this is on the Xbox.
It's on-
and PlayStation. It's not on Switch.
on
right?
Everything. What are you talking about?
It's not on
Everything,
Switch.
I think.
No, it's
Is
not on
it?
Switch. No.
Everything but Switch, maybe?
Yeah,
I
I
guess so.
mean, for me, for me to play this here, like I have a 9-year-old here who absolutely loves like the Scooby Doo universe. You know, that whole Nickelodeon. It's not Nickelodeon era. I'm sorry.
Warner
The
Brothers channel.
the Warner Brothers. Sorry, Looney Tunes,
Mhm.
like Bugs Bunny. Like it just fits her
LeBron
so
James.
well. Yeah,
The biggest Looney Tune.
yeah.
Mhm.
Tom and Jerry. I mean, there's so many characters in this that she could play. Like, let's see. If it was on Switch, I'd get it in a second, but I don't have an
Barbie's
extra
not in
controller.
this?
Not
What's
yet.
that?
Not
The
yet.
Barbie. I think Warner Brothers pronounced the
So-
Barbie movie. So.
I'll probably have to give this a shot, though. Let her
No,
try.
I
it.
mean,
And then they
At least have
got
her
rid of
characters.
all of Gandalf stuff. Is that true?
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, aside from the analog stick thing, it feels pretty good. I play a bit as Superman and Wonder Woman so far, who are two of like the 4 unlocked ones for free. But it feels different enough as well. So there's stuff that could be good there, but if you want to really do the customization and like get characters, you're probably gonna have to spend money already, which I don't want to do in a beta right now. So
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes. But there's something there. We'll see if they can build it the right way, or if everyone gets mad at it and it goes away.
Yeah.
The whole 2v2
Alright.
thing is weird for me. I don't know. We'll see. Feels like they're just taking popular, they're taking the Smash thing and just trying to clone and be like, let's change like one fundamental thing about this. Kind of like
Well,
PlayStation.
it's not necessary. You don't need to do it like that. There's
It's an
just
option.
a lot of characters have abilities that sort of can buff a teammate, or like even you can pull a teammate with the lasso of truth as Wonder Woman and save them from like falling off the edge and certain things like
Well,
that.
right, but like everything is balanced around 2v2. Like the developers that flat out said they balanced everything around 2v2.
Well, yeah, there's support characters, so I mean it's part of that. But you can freely do 1v1 or free for all.
Yeah, no,
it's
you
all
could do
there.
that, but I'm just saying it seems weird
like
to me.
They're trying to push the 2v2 more than the.
Right,
Yeah.
and it
That's
just
like the featured mode instead of or default mode rather instead of the other ones.
yeah, it's let's copy Smash Brothers, but change it up just a little bit so it doesn't.
I mean,
look
I
that
hope
obvious.
they would change it up a little bit.
You have to. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what the genre is.
work for PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale, right?
Yeah. It's all those sequels that came out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, all right, cool. Corey, what have you been playing?
Getting through some more Xenoblade. I think I'm out of Colony 6 now, so
Be
making
done
my
with
way.
it tomorrow.
I'm not out of it. I'm not in the same part of Colony 6. I should say. I'm in the Nippon town.
So, This
whatever
is
they're called.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 you're playing, right?
No,
one.
Xenoblade Chronicles.
Ah, one. Shit, that's right.
Because the first one was not really out there. You got to pay like hundreds of dollars if you wanted to play on Wii, and then they put it out on Switch, and it looks so much better too. Like this is the best way to play it.
I'm kind of itching to maybe go back. I tried to, and it wasn't hit at the right time for me. But I want an RPG right now. I want an RPG like pretty bad. So maybe I should give one a shot first, and then go back and do it in order, kind of thing. So
I do find the main characters are not necessarily that the main characters in both of these have not been drawn to as much as the side characters.
Yeah, I think I heard that about the game to begin with. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm frozen on my one. It's my laptop, I think. So
yeah. So that and just one of my buddies, my board game group, are playing Gunfire Reborn. So I play with them a little bit on that. And
Nice.
that's like it's just a roguelite first-person shooter that's got a Borderlands feel to it, where you're just picking up a whole bunch of guns. I've talked about it before, and yeah, it's all about getting that loot. But it's a roguelite, so like every run you're getting different things and different skill tree paths. So every time you're trying to synergize with that. So that's been fun too.
Okay. Tony.
Nothing new.
Yes.
Xenoblade this week, so whatever. Nothing.
So.
Yep, you gotta prep yourself.
I haven't started my game yet, so I honestly I need to stay away from Xenoblade, and I need to just go into Judgment. Like that's really what needs to happen, because I bought the game, I should play it.
Absolutely, you should.
But the hype for Chronicles 3 has got me like, I want to play these games now. Like I'm just kind of like, not to mention it's on the
order if you wanted to, Kim, I guess.
What's that?
You could go backwards, but I mean.
I could, but like
at this point,
not to mention, I am about to. Well, I'm about to leave, possibly leave for a trip on Friday, where I'll be. It's like a, I usually do this once a year, and we just kind of sit around and you kind of hang out, and I can play the Switch then. Like it's easier to bring with me than it is the Xbox, so it's like, it would be easier for me to have a Switch game to play. But the second that I start that game, it's like, okay, that's it. You're not playing Judgment at this point, So, and I kind of really should play Judgment. I really should. So
I mean, you should play Judgment.
I mean,
you got a while until Judgment 3. If the
I do want to play Judgment. Like I do want to play Judgment because Mike loved that game, and I did love, a different style game of Yakuza, but I do love that universe. It's so entertaining. So it kind of is why I want to play Judgment.
The combat isn't hard. If it's maybe even too easy, I would say.
Yeah, it won't be, especially after a Elden Lord here,
Oh, I'm good. Yeah. I'll no problem.
Yeah, man, when am I going to get back to that? I still don't know. I
You should finish that though before.
You should finish that before the
end of the year. You should finish it before the end of the year.
It's going to be.
But Mike, that way you can make it your game of the year.
Definitely played enough to give it. I would say to be able to have an opinion.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I have the gist of the game down. It's just I don't feel like it.
No, I mean, look. I don't. You absolutely gave it your all, and I don't even. If you don't go back to it, that's absolutely that's
it's
your fault.
It's funny too. Again, I can't stress this enough. I did not stop because I hit a wall or anything. I just It's like, why am I doing this? I just kind of didn't feel like it anymore. I don't know.
I just don't see, for me, how there's anything that exists that's going to beat that for Game of the Year. Like, that's kind of why my Xenoblade interest has peaked, because I'm like, should I play 3 to see if it can do it?
I don't know if it'll have the same impact for you as,
I don't know.
I would.
The fun part about looking back to Elden Ring, and I know it's been a while. We can talk about this We can talk about this now. It's been a while since we brought this up on this podcast. The fun part about looking back to that thing, and if you go back and listen to our episodes, I'm sure it's completely different. But I look back on it fondly now. Like everything I've done in that game, I look back and I'm like, what a fun adventure that was. Like, and I'm sure
getting the tattoo. During it, it hurts like a motherfucker. But then afterwards, like, look at this thing I've got. This is amazing. Like, why am I not getting more? And then you go back and get another. Like, oh man, this really hurts. What am I doing? Yeah. It's like, but then you look at it, it's like, this is really cool. Look what I've done.
I've never had a tattoo myself, but growing up with you, Corey, and your back tattoo that I'm sure hurt like hell, you went back more. So I'm sure that's the same glamour.
That-
Like I have this. I am an Elden Lord, and nobody can take that away from me. Like for the rest of my, I have beaten that game, and it is me. I've done it.
You have.
I've done it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That might be my issue almost because, and like part of what I liked about it was you suffer early on. You're weak. You suck at everything. You can't do anything, and then you find some stuff. And once you find some stuff or some strategy with a certain thing you have, suddenly like things that were killing you was super easy. And that's where I'm like, all right, this is like I see it now. And I did that for a while, and then I got to a point where I see that I have to do kind of like that
loop
peak
again.
and valley all over again, and I'm just like, I don't know if I want to do this again. And that
the thing
might
for
be
me,
it.
I mean, and I can talk more about this on our Game of the Year podcast, but looking back for me, the most proud kill I have in that game is probably the Tree Sentinel. That's probably the most proud kill that because that's the first encounter where you're like, this game's hard. And then like I beat that. And that was even before like I beat that with the claws.
Yeah.
I didn't beat that with my fun sword that kills
You
everything.
weren't farming for levels.
No.
and-
No, I beat that straight up. That boss I beat with the Wolverine claws, and my birds. I didn't even have the mimic tier. I beat that with birds and my claws. And so like for me, looking back, I'm like, that was the kill. Like that's the kill that locked me into that game. When I beat him, I was hooked.
And you got that dopamine drip, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, where's
No,
that next one? Where's that next one?
You get that with the first boss. But the Tree Sentinel for me was like because he's the first thing you see and he destroys you when you first see him. That like when you go back and you beat him, it's like, yeah, now let's fucking do this. Let's play this game. Like let's go. And for me, that's what it was. So I don't know. We'll talk about more in the game of the year, but let's get in the episode. We've got a couple things to talk about on this episode. We did have Comic-Con where they announced a few things. I'm going to kick it off with the Gotham Knights, Mike.
Well, I haven't talked about this game, honestly.
Because you have to.
Do we?
Well, listen. My fault. My fault
do.
consists of now Ragnarok. If that actually comes out, that's something I might even replay the old game before going into it for that one.
That was fun.
But other
that
than
could be a good game.
If that comes out this year, I'm still, even though it has a date, I'm still questioning it a little.
I'm with you, Mike. I don't think it's coming out this year, but that's me. I'm pessimistic on release dates always.
Otherwise, this fall, winter, there's two games that I probably am interested in that I fully expect to be pretty bad. And Gotham Knights is one of them, and the other one is Sonic Frontiers. I feel the same way kind of about both of them.
And can you give me a Metacritic area of score? Like, where do you think Gotham Knights falls? Do you think it gets 50?
75.
You think it's that high? I think it's like 50.
It'll be in the 70s because
it's really hard to get lower than a 70.
It's going to be derivative. Well, maybe it's not, but if it's derivative of the other Arkham games, or in
it would have to be
ways that
so
matter,
fucking bad for it to not get 70s.
it's got to be in the 70s at least.
I'll go. You're right. I'll go 60 though. I'll go 60. Remember,
I mean, it could be. It's what did Marvel's Avengers get? Because that's the fear for this game.
Even that got like a 70 or something. I'll look it up.
No, that had to be like 65, right?
I'll look it up.
Look that up. Yeah.
Because that's the low end. That's what we fear with this game. That it becomes
that's your floor. That's your floor.
That is pretty much my floor.
67, 68, depending on the version. 67, 68. So that's the floor. Oh, God. Worse than Avengers, dude?
Yes.
Avengers got Square Enix to sell their entire Western studios.
No, I don't think it's going to be that bad.
Yeah. 70s. Mid-70s. Easy.
No.
Bet.
We'll see. But it looks, I mean, this trailer that they showed for Batgirl, I thought was just boring.
People like it. People really seem to like the trailer. They're like, oh, Batgirl looks the best. Although you didn't see too much. She looks like Batman.
I didn't watch this.
Yeah. It's and they again. This game is this year, right, Mike?
October. Right?
Because again, they're showing it in engine. It's not even
soon.
like they said that in the beginning. There's a disclaimer. This is in engine, with very little with some gameplay they showed. They said. It's not done yet.
At least that's done as it's gonna be.
We saw gameplay like 2 years ago, and then
Yeah.
that was it. And I haven't seen
Yeah,
gameplay.
I don't even understand why. It's like, sure, I guess Batman fans go
let's go.
ahead, but like,
Let's go on.
shrug.
Yeah, I got you.
We're talking about this game more than any of us will really play it.
Really care about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go to the NPD. There was. I'm
Missed
trying to
it last week. Yeah.
Was that on here last week?
No, I missed it.
Yeah.
We missed it.
Let's go over that real quick. That was basically Elden Ring, as I brought it up in their chat beforehand. I can't load this. Why?
It's a foreign post. Let me do it.
Got it. Okay, that's probably why my firewall settings can't do it.
Not logged in, Jim.
So, anyways, Tony, give us these NPD numbers so we can go over this. So, Elden Ring, top 10 in revenue of all time, right?
I think that got edited by Matt. I think it was a snafu on their end. That was incorrect, but let me see here.
I was gonna say that's insane.
Yeah.
But okay.
So let's see. Consumer spending in games continues to trend downwards compared with last year, according to industry tracking firm the NPD Group.
We're back to other things.
Yeah, and that's to be understood. I mean, we had a huge spike during the COVID years. We're coming off of that, plus inflation and recession, whatever you want to talk about it.
Yep.
So let's see. Spending fell 11% when compared to a year ago. The growth in subscription spending could not offset declines in other areas of content, while hardware and accessories spending also dropped. PlayStation 5 generated highest dollar sales among all platforms, both in June and the first half of 2022, while Switch led both in terms of unit sales. So let's see here. Top 10 ranking, number 1, Elden Ring. Starring Jim, the Elden Lord. Number 2 is Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. Number 3, to our delight, is Mario Strikers Battle League.
Nice.
Number 4, MLB The Show 22. Number 5, Overwatch made a resurgence. Number 6 was Mario.
Which is going free to play, which is crazy.
Yep, exactly.
Stupid, man.
Number 6 is Mario Kart 8. Number 7 is Nintendo Switch Sports. Number 8 is Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Number 9, Final Fantasy VII Remake surged up again. And number 10 is Minecraft.
Okay.
So yeah, that's basically it. Nothing significant really to talk about there, other than Elden Ring is holding on strong for a premium priced game that does not have a dedicated multiplayer component that people are like Overwatch or Fortnite or anything like that. It's just,
and like you said though, premium price. I mean that game has not gone on sale.
It's on sale all the time.
I think
I never see.
I've seen it on like
for
$10.
$50 like all the
It's
time.
not $70, but it's not $25-$30.
No, it's not bargain
Not even
price, but it's
Not even
usually
$40.
$50.
It's not even $40.
Yeah, I've seen it as low as
I'm just
$50.
saying it. Just saying it's not on sale is just
Yeah. Okay. I got you.
For the most part, it's not insane, but like it has.
You're getting a little bit. You're just not getting like the, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, you're not getting $20 a month or two after launch.
The normal progress.
The normal progress
of
a
a third party.
Kept its
Yeah.
value.
But it's just impressive because I mean, here you have, a AAA game that is primarily single player, very hardcore, whatever you want to call it. We're 4 months out and it's still topping the charts, which is just it's crazy. And there's some caveats there, all the Nintendo stuff doesn't have digital included, and so on and so forth. But like, still, it's number one, and that was at what 12 million units or something like that. So it's absolutely insane. Props to From Software, and I can already see them,
Oh God.
greenlighting a sequel or DLC or something.
It's
I
got to
hope
be
so.
already being in pre-development already.
And I would have thought that Bloodborne would have gotten a sequel too, but
Yeah, it's not past
but that was
pre-development,
Sony.
right?
That was Sony. This is Bandai Namco. And they're just,
This is gonna be-
Bandai Namco
there's no
loves their
question.
fucking money. Bandai Namco, really quick, just to talk about it, they're releasing more content for like Dragon Ball Fighters, which is years old, and Xenoverse 2, which is also years old and stuff like that. They're still releasing content, which is just mind blowing to me. So yeah, Bandai Namco fucking loves their money.
Dragon Ball, man. The Dragon Ball. I mean, it's so popular still.
Yeah.
You can even games that weren't good.
Yeah.
They're still releasing stuff for.
Yep.
So, yeah. All right. Let's see what else we have on the news here. We've got my little thing that I posted about the PS5 Pro and new Xbox coming 2023, 2024, possibly. TCL put this in their marketing that they expect these consoles to be released.
Isn't
in those
TCL?
years.
I mean, TCL is a TV manufacturer, right?
They are a TV manufacturer.
Yeah,
Like
I mean, it's in their best interest to fucking drum that up.
Westinghouse.
Yeah, but at the same time,
here's the
it's
thing,
it's likely. It is likely. It is absolutely likely.
I think it's going to happen.
Happens. Absolutely.
I think as we talked about two I think it was 2 episodes ago because I wasn't on the last one. We talked about the chip shortage coming to an end, and it seems more and more likely that's happening right now. Looking at the stocks that we have of chips going into the I really fully expect by this holiday season, which is awesome to hear, we will see PS5s and we will see Xboxes on the shelves finally. And if that happens, it's a matter of, you're talking like another year after this. Absolutely. 2024? Absolutely.
2024 or 2023?
Well, late 2023, early 2024, I could see that. 100%.
So 2023,
I can see
holiday 2023, you think that
I could see more. I can see more spring 2024 than anything myself, but like a March thing, I could see that being.
Because at the moment people still don't have the base version, and nearly nothing is utilizing that power anyway. That's on the system. So
well, from what I understand, that's not entirely true.
Which part?
There are games that are
I think he's saying that because we're still getting PS4 versions of games that should be.
Yeah, there's handfuls of PS5 or Xbox Series games that are exclusive, but for the most part, you're not, and that's the disappointing thing. We've talked about it before. We're approaching 2 years here, 2-year mark, and it's like Sony has had a bit more, but like, I'm sorry, when it's like one of your,
it's not enough.
It's not enough. It's not enough. It's sad.
I mean, again, it's because just people don't have them. They're not out there. So
well,
2 years, but
they're easier. They're
they're
easier to get now.
It's like it's not.
They're not walk into a store and walk out with one, but I mean, the PlayStation Q had it open for hours today. Wario64 even posted he's like, hey, the queue is up. There you go. You can buy them. And 3 hours later, he's like, yeah, they still have the Horizon bundle. And you don't even need to wait in the queue. Just log in and purchase it. So it's there. I think it's just, mass consumers can't walk into a store and buy it, but at the same time, it's also inflation, recession, summertime. I mean, yeah. Having a $500 system is a very
you're spending like $20 to go pick up the system and gas.
Yeah,
just to go to your local store. That's like
good battery, man. All right. Let's see what else we have. TMNT, the Cowabunga Collection, has a release date finally, August 30th.
Oh, we're going to end on bad news? We're going to end on bad news.
No, we're not done on this.
Well, no, this isn't the bad news.
This is not bad news. The other one is bad news.
Yeah, I know, but that's the biggest news. I'm still keeping that.
Okay.
So yes, we're gonna end on bad news. I don't care. That's the news to talk about.
Okay.
TMNT Cowabunga Collection, August 30th, $39.99. It is a ton of games.
Cowabunga.
I do believe.
I am excited about this.
For my initial reaction was $39.99 seems pricey. I think $29.99 makes sense. But I'm looking at I'm wrong. I am wrong for everybody listening. The list of games, it's impressive. Like $39.99 is totally good value.
Some of them are very rare too. I
absolutely 100% want to get this game.
Them.
No question. I'm getting this game.
Have you played all of them, Mike? Or no?
Have I played all of them?
No.
I think I have.
You
I believe I have.
No, not even close. I've played.
The Genesis stuff.
I've played Tournament Fighters, the Genesis version. I actually just bought the cart within the last few years of Hyperstone Heist, and the arcade version games I've played too, but that's it. I haven't played the Super Nintendo version of Tournament Fighters, which I really am looking forward to. I might get the most game time.
And I have played that. Yeah, now for me it'll be the Genesis version.
Yeah. So, Genesis version is strange. I haven't played the NES game that everyone says is real hard.
Oh my God.
Insanely hard.
Yeah.
Not just real hard. Insanely hard.
But they have cheaty nonsense that you can do in this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played the Game Boy games and I haven't played the Genesis games. So
Right.
for me, those are the games I haven't played yet.
and I haven't played the original arcade since being like a 4 or 5-year-old in James Way playing that arcade game. And speaking of which,
Wow.
when I did that, and this took me years later to realize this, the game doesn't end after you save April from Bebop and Rocksteady. But for my parents, it did. They told me, no. You there's other stuff that happened. You save April like after the third level of that
You
game.
have to fight Krang and Shredder still.
Yeah, no, I didn't do that because my dad or mom told me. He's like, oh, you got April. You're just cleaning up the streets now. The story's over. So I would leave and stop asking for quarters. And I didn't realize this until way later. I'm like, wait a minute, cleaning up the streets. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what the end of that game is like as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So interesting thing about here. So at San Diego Comic-Con, the developers were there and they had a stream and a panel and stuff like that. And they went through some features for it. So Pizza Power is in the intro to the Turtles in Time. Every single game is going to have a in-game strategy guide, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Detailing stuff because you don't see that kind of stuff
That
anymore.
NES game, please. We all need it.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're removing sprite flicker and slowdown on the NES games, level select options, CPU playthrough, and you can take over at any time. There's a museum which has design documents, manuals, brochures, music, etc., etc. Museum above is a recreation of the 80s cartoon turtle lair. Stylized game menu, which uses original comic book art. Boss select on tournament fighters. Map dash is separate buttons on the beat 'em ups, so you don't have to string your buttons when you string your hands when you have controls
All
with
these,
10 plus buttons on it. And something cool, nightmare mode for the arcade games, which has tons of enemies and stuff like that. So they are really going the extra mile for this. And it's not, it's more than just a simple port. Which even if it was just a port of like, hey, here's all these games, nothing added, just select these from a menu, that would be easily worth $40. But they want the extra mile. You can see like the people involved in this really care about the product and the franchise and the series and stuff like that. So that's super cool. Super excited for this. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think like this is in a quiet year. This is easily, I think, a top 10 game. And it's just a port. And stuff like that.
Two.
You're getting two with the Shredder. Yeah. Which is really
It's
cool.
awesome to hear that. Yeah. So cool. Lastly, in the news, we have weird news that came out today. Jason Schreier broke the news about the fact that Star Wars Knights of the Republic, the remake, has been delayed indefinitely, apparently.
It's a scary word.
Announced last year.
Scary word.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have much details yet.
A release window for it before?
No, we didn't. But it
No, but
apparently developers abruptly fired 2 directors this month and told the staff the project is on pause as it tries to figure out what comes next.
That is bad.
That's never a combination you want to hear, ever.
No.
Ever.
Do we know anything about these developers? Did they do anything before?
I don't remember enough of details about what this remake entailed and who was doing it.
Aspyr? I don't know who
It should
else,
say
what
in
they've
the
done before
article
this.
that it doesn't say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it does. I'll click on it right now.
But
So,
this is obviously I was going to wait for this because I never really played this game, and now I don't know. Maybe I'll have to just get some old version of this old game if I want to see this at some point. Although I don't know if I want to do that because it is strictly turn-based, isn't it?
Yeah, so let's see. Game was announced last September.
Turn-based.
Was in development for nearly 3 years at Aspyr, which was purchased by Sweden's Embracer Group AB last year. Founded in 1996, they're best known as a service shop that brought existing video games to other platforms, such as iOS, including the original Knights of the Old Republic games. June 30th, finalized a demo of the game, known as a vertical slice. We all love those. To show production to the Lucasfilm LLC and Sony Group Corp. Developers were excited about it and felt like they were on track, according to a person familiar with the product. So they're shocked by what happened next. Following week,
years,
yeah,
essentially.
The following week, the company fired design director Brad Prince and art director Jason Miner. Neither responded to requests for commitment, but Miner suggested on social media that his dismissal was unexpected. So,
You know, the original game it was action-y, but it was all dice rolls when you
it's
attacked.
RPG.
Yeah.
Like it looked like
Yeah, okay.
nothing, but it was all.
It wasn't turn-based where you're like, oh, I'm waiting my turn and then I attack. It was you were doing stuff, but at the same time, it was a dice roll if you're hit.
So it was
Yeah.
VAT.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, it's based off of the same type of system. Yeah, or that's what
Yeah.
It's sort of like Mass
I
Effect
don't know.
1, had dice rolls.
But yeah, I would say it's obviously if you don't want to play, just watch like a summary of it. It's worth that much.
Well, we'll
Fantastic
see,
story.
I guess. But this is obviously, it definitely does sound a lot like Forever in this situation.
I mean, usually that's never the words you want to hear. Indefinitely delayed and firing
Director.
2 directors. I mean,
Mm.
this had such promise in terms of what they should
Especially
do for that
after
game.
3 years, then you show it, and then another year goes by, and then you
Yeah.
fire everybody. So it's essentially 4 years later. Wow.
Yeah. So it just sucks to hear this, and I was kind of really psyched for this game.
Yeah.
But I mean, hopefully there's something going on with them in the future. Maybe this means they're retooling or something. I don't know. I'm just trying to spin it a little bit, but it's still just not good news to hear, especially with a game that I was really looking forward to being remade. Because if you go back and play this game, and I have tried this recently on Steam, I have the game on Steam.
Mhm.
It's pretty old now at this point. It is ripe for a remake. I mean, such a
Yeah.
great game. Mike, did you ever play this one?
No, that was what I was
It's-
He was
saying.
just saying,
This is-
dude, are you awake?
Spot on. Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I fell asleep for a second. I was taking a drink. But I just feel like this is spot on for that. But
Yeah. No, I mean,
I
it's,
know.
because it's a
I
good
was looking
game,
for it.
sure.
it's
And they
prime for it.
can
So
improve a lot of like, with the advancements in technology and
Yeah,
stuff like that, you can
absolutely.
improve the gameplay, which is what I would be.
it's never great to
Because
hear.
yeah, I
but,
mean, you could just up
hopefully it's
graphics and do that, but might as well because they've done that
Yeah,
already, I suppose.
absolutely.
But if you're gonna
Absolutely.
build it from the ground up, enhance gameplay, whatever.
Yeah, I never played Knights of the Old Republic 2, and for me, I feel like I really was hoping this would open the door to get that remade too. But we'll see. So
No, we won't.
hopefully we get better news from this going forward.
We won't.
There was, we got the next Fallen Order coming out soon. There's another Quantic Dream game being made, obviously.
won't.
So what's that?
The Quantum one?
Yeah,
There's problems with that
Not-
already.
I
We
mean-
talked about it.
Amy Hennig is making hers at some point, hopefully.
Yeah,
But
hopefully.
Well, she was also making another one that didn't show up.
yes, they didn't make it either. Hopefully, Star Wars gets some
No,
stuff. I mean,
no. Star Wars fans should know
You don't
better.
think so?
They should know their place.
all right.
Just Fallen
All right.
Order. That's it.
And that'll wrap it up, guys. At that note, we're done with the Gamecast. Thanks for tuning in. You can write us allycangeek@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook. We are on Twitch, streaming Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock. We do the movie cast, we do the Gamecast. A lot of fun on here. Join us. Write some questions in while we do it. Chat with us. We will chat back. A lot of fun, so please join in. The following day, we're on on YouTube and Twitch, obviously, the restreams. But we're on YouTube. The audio versions of the podcast comes out on Spotify and iTunes, so you can also tune in there. Until then, we'll see you guys next week. We are out.